Hi, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane dedicated. We're back to normal, we're back to the normal vlogs. London was last week, this week. I'm just going to have a look at two airports and talk about headsets again. See you after the intro.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude, 2,000 feet.
Short vlog for you today. I'm going to have a look at two freeware airports, but also I'm going to talk about these beastie boys here. This is a new headset. One of the things I have real difficulty with, or I've been having difficulty with, is headsets. This is my original kind of Plantronics headset, which is almost dead. It's all falling apart here, it's all fraying and everything. Great sound, is really good, but when it runs out, it just goes off. It just goes off. Doesn't tell you it's going off. It just goes off, which isn't very good because, you know, you really need something that you can rely upon. So what I've done is I've gone out and I've bought a number of headsets in an attempt to find a good one, right? So I've got two that are up there on the shelf. One of them is USB and 3.5 jacks, and it is absolutely atrocious because it picks up a hum from somewhere. It picks up a hum and it's awful, and you go, I can hear it. Sometimes I can get rid of the hum, but then other people on TeamSpeak can hear it. It's not very good. The other headset that I got, which is 3.5mm jacks, that's all it is. It's a nice headset, it's really comfortable, but it sounds as though everybody's underwater. It's terrible. So, decided to go and buy another one today. Those two I'm selling, because, you know, somebody would be able to use them, so I bought another one today. This is Corsair. This is from Corsair. It's called a Corsair Raptor HS450. Now, I'm not going to do an unboxing because I don't like unboxings, but we'll be trying this one out later. So that is that. As I say, just put that down there. I'm going to be talking about two airports, regional airports. One is Sierra Bravo Charlie Foxtrot, and this is out in Brazil. Now, I'm not even going to attempt the name, okay? But it's Sierra Bravo Charlie Foxtrot. You can get it on xplane.org, and it's incredible. It's huge. It's a massive airport. It seems to be in the middle of nowhere, but there is a city close by. And if I just have a quick look here on EFAS, the city it's close to is Belo Horizonte. Belo Horizonte. So there is a city close by. Unfortunately, there isn't enough OSM in Brazil to get lots and lots of detailed buildings. I suppose you could find some photo scenery, but it actually blends in quite well with the photo scenery. So we'll be having a look at that. The other airport is ENSN. ENSN. Echo November, Sierra November. And this is Skien Airport. I hope I say that correctly. Skien Airport. And this is in Norway. And it's a kind of regional airport, but it's very pretty. It's in Norway, very mountainous, lots of great scenery. So we'll be having a look at that one as well. The Norway airport is made by TDG, and as we know, TDG, he knocks out airports by the dozen, left, right and centre. He seems to do them in a matter of days. There always seems to be a common fault with his airports. One is that you'll always get the error message that it doesn't look quite right, and I'm not quite sure what that's about. And also, what he tends to do is he'll put down the taxi, not the taxi. He'll put down the stands and the gates and everything, but he'll also put static traffic on some of those gates. And if you try to load onto the gate, you end up loading inside an aircraft. So I don't understand why he puts those stands there. You know, by all means draw the stands, and by all means put static aircraft there if you want them, but don't put a gate there that you can load onto, so then you wouldn't have that problem. That seems to be a common error that he tends to make. Or the other common error is that there's stands all over the place and not, aircraft stands all over the place and not accurate. So I don't know why that is. Anyway, so we'll be having a look at that. And the airport in Brazil is by a guy called axmiha. Axmiha. A-X-M-I-H-A. So we'll look at both of those. We'll get right into it. We'll have a fly around we'll get the drone up and we'll fly over the airports in the drone. So see you in a moment. This is the airports in Brazil that I mentioned in the intro. This is Sierra Bravo Charlie Foxtrot, and as you can see, it's really huge. I mean, I think that this is a massive airport. Runway is really long. I've forgotten to look at exactly how long it is. I can get that information, and I will in a moment or two. But as you can see, it's huge. Blends in really nice with the default scenery. Quite well actually, and I think, you know, for a regional airport, and I say it's a regional airport, although there is a large city close by to this, I think it looks really, really good. As I say, it is huge. The airport just seems massive. Really long taxiway there. The main runway seems really quite long. I will pull up the data and tell you exactly how long it is in a moment, if I can find it. I have got the data on screen here. It's actually 8,333 feet. 8,000 feet, so that's really very, very long. If I could divide that by 3, I could tell you what it is in kilometers. Anyway, we won't bother about that. So, as you can see, you know, we've got a cargo area down here to the left, and then we've got the fuel farm in the middle, and then we come to like a car parking area and small terminal area, I guess, or car parking administration, and then we've got the back of the airport here, with this rather nice building. It looks as though it's been custom built. Some towers there, and I'm not so sure whether they're towers for the airport or communications towers. Okay, but it's really quite nice. So I'm pretty sure this is custom built by the looks of it, the way that it's looking. It's a huge kind of expanse of a concourse, a curved concourse, which looks really, really nice. I'm wondering if those light columns work the way that we might like to see them working. Okay, let's go to nighttime. He says struggling. Am I on real time? Yes, I'm on real time. So let's just go up here, settings, environment, daytime. Let's get real time off. Move down here a little bit, and then go to. Well, they do work. And at first I thought they were lit textures, but they're not. They're not lit textures at all. They are HDR lighting, so I like that. That's rather neat. Maybe they could have done the spill on them a bit brighter. It is auto gates. There are auto gates. As you can see, I pulled up in the North Shuttle 737. I'm pretty sure North Shuttle wouldn't fly out this way. So the lighting's quite good. The spill, I think that has been customised by himself, as opposed to anybody else. It's very nice. Not enough clutter for me, I'm afraid, on the airport, but good ground markings, so you can see where you're going. You can see your stands and everything. I think that looks really quite nice there. But not enough clutter for me. Could do with a bit more. It's a little bit too clean and clinical, but maybe it's a work in progress. I like this. We've got a pedestrian walkway here, very nice indeed. And once again, the lighting around here. I like the car parking with the car park shelters. It's very nice indeed. There's more car parking here. It's huge. It just goes on and on and on. And the length of the runway is immense. This is a quite bizarre structure here. Looks like a bit of a fort. I wonder, is that the control tower there? Yes, it is. How bizarre. Very nice, but having that control tower up there means that you don't have to build a tall control tower. You can just have a smaller one there, an administration block, etc. That is a nice airport, and you know, it's available at xplane.org and it's free. Just need some clutter down here, and I'd like to see some static aircraft down here, because you're never going to get, you know, that many online flyers coming in here that it's going to fill every stand. So I think this is a really good effort. I like it. I like the ground markings. I like the terminal, although maybe they could do with a little bit more colour, but I don't know. Maybe in the real world it is a grey terminal. And the fact that they've got the tower up here is pretty clever. If the tower is there in real life, that is a great vantage point there, because you can see the whole airfield. See what's coming behind you. There is only one ILS, and that is on runway 13, so I would say that that's the preferred runway, runway 13, and that is SBCF. Can't go wrong. It's free. You've got to get it, haven't you? Brilliant. Thank you very much. Axmiha. There you go. Tried to run ENSN, and it came up with a message saying that I would need to remove custom scenery folder, and the airport would not run. So I have no idea what that is. I just had a quick look through my custom scenery folder, and I've only got one version of ENSN, and that's the one from TDG, and it doesn't work. It doesn't run. So once again, some of those bizarre problems that come up with his airports is happening with this one, and I do apologize about that. So I'm going to have to find something else for you to have a look at. I've decided not to look at another airport. What I've decided to do is talk about virtual airlines. Somebody asked me about VAs this morning on the live stream. That's Monday this morning. Somebody asked me about VAs on the live stream, and was I a member of one? I said no, and I gave a reason why not. Now, that doesn't mean to say that VAs are not good fun. Just because I don't like them doesn't mean to say they're not good fun. They are very good fun. I'm going to recommend a couple, I think, that I think are good VAs from a certain point of view. But if you want to find out about virtual airlines, if you go to vatsim.net and you go onto their website and you follow this link that's up at the top here, I'll highlight it. If you go to vatsim.net/pilot/virtual-airlines, you'll come to this page where it talks about what is a virtual airline. It also talks about partner VAs and special operations, and then the special operations guidelines. Special operations means military, and you have to be a member of a VAOSOA. Okay, but you can read about that here. Okay, so that's your first port of call if you want to find out about virtual airlines. Virtual airlines, more often than not, work on the basis that you're going to fly online. Okay, you can, with a virtual airline, you earn money, so to speak, virtual money, and you have passengers and you fly specific routes. That's the routes of the VA. So if the virtual airline only has one route, and that is from, say, New York to Heathrow, but that's the only route they've got, then that's the only route you would fly with that VA. All VAs have more than one route, so I was just giving you that as an example. Okay, so let's quickly move on. If you look down here on the left hand side, you've got a tab there, and I was thinking that would take you to a list of VAs. It doesn't, but there is an extensive list of approved virtual airlines here that you can go to, and we'll just go there now. So this is the VATSIM VA system. Once you get here, of course, you've got select a virtual airline category. So no experience required to join virtual airlines, special operations, authorized training organizations, and don't really need to talk about that. Heritage virtual airlines and VA associate programs. Don't really need to talk about, you know, special operations unless you want to, or the others. But let's have a look at virtual airlines. And the virtual airlines are organized by country. So you've got Africa, Middle East, Asia, North America, Europe, etc., etc. I think what I'll do is I'll have a look at a European one, and I'll have a look at an American one. Okay, so we'll go to Europe, and here you see all of the virtual airlines for Europe. So you've got Aegean, Aelus, Aeroflot, AVE Airlines, Air Anatolia, and the list goes on and on and on. Air Jamaica, etc. I mean, there are more VAs than you can shake a stick at. Believe me, there are quite a lot. Okay, so let's pick a couple. So BA Virtual. Okay, we'll have a look at BA Virtual. This is British Airways Virtual, and it is one of the UK's premier virtual airways airlines. BA Virtual is aligned with British Airways. Okay, they've got permissions from British Airways in the real world to create this VA, and it is very, very professional, very slick, very professional. You can fly online either on VATSIM or IVAO or both. Okay, so when you remember BA virtual, you can fly VATSIM, IVAO or both, although you can't fly both at the same time. They've got everything about them: the history, staff team, how to contact them, airline statistics, recruitment. Recruitment is open. It was closed for a while. Dispatch, waterside, crane bank. I'm not quite sure what those are. You would find out about those when you join, and basically you apply to join. British Airways virtual, absolutely amazing, incredibly professional outfit, and but one of the reasons I don't like VAs is sometimes they force you to do certain things before you can do other things. So, like for example, you've got to have 100 hours of flight before you can fly the 777, which is nonsense really, because I can fly the 777. Why would I want to waste 100 hours with a virtual airline getting permission to fly the 777 on the virtual airline? That is why I don't like VAs. Okay, but that's just one reason. The other one I'm going to recommend from the UK is Kix VFR Club. There are not a lot of VFR flying clubs or VFR VAs on VATSIM, but Kix VFR Club has been around from way, way, way in the beginning. In fact, Kix VFR Club was actually around even before Flight Simulator was, in one sense or another. It's a really good outfit, and if you want to learn how to fly VFR, where you're just using visual flight rules and flying slow and low, then Kix VFR Club is the one for you. Just go to their website. The website looks a bit outdated, but you've got everything you need there, and everything you need to know about being a member of Kix. Now, I do believe they only fly on VATSIM, as far as I know. They only fly on VATSIM and not IVAO. But if you want to learn how to fly VFR, that is the place to go. And it doesn't matter where you live in the world. If you learn how to fly VFR with Kix, then you'll be able to fly VFR anywhere in the world. So I highly recommend Kix VFR Club. And if you don't know what Kix stands for, you may remember an internet provider called Kix. I was with them, or CompuServe, should I say, CompuServe, and Kix, CIX, stood for Communication Information Exchange. I think that's what it stood for, which became CompuServe. Right, anyway, that's just kind of old history. And Kix VFR Club, they chose that, CIX. Anyway, there we go. A little bit of history for you. Moving to North America, there's a couple of VAs in North America that I see all the time. I see them on the internet, I see them in their forums, in their pilots flying, and I really like them. One of them is Canadian Express. I do like Canadian Express VA. Only in so much, when I say I like them, they're around. Canadian Express, a very professional outfit. They've been around an awful long time. I couldn't even tell you when they first started, but if you look here on their statistics, there's been a total of 93,990 flights as of today. Yeah, their fleet size is 56, so they have all sorts of aircraft in the fleet. Total distance flown is 46,419,604 nautical miles. So that's a lot of flying. There's only been one flight today. This month there have been 921 flights, and this year so far there's been 6,228 flights with Canadian Express. They are a big outfit. They really are a big outfit. They fly on VATSIM, IVAO as well, and they're associated with all these people here. As you can see, they support Xplane, which is really important for us, and so I think Canadian Express is a brilliant VA. If that's what you like, if you like VAs, brilliant. I don't like VAs, but Canadian Express is a really good one. Another one in North America that we need to look at, and that is Delta. See, there's two of them. There's Delta Virtual and there's Delta Virtual Airlines. Okay, I would go with Delta Virtual if I was going to choose. They've been around for quite some time. Once again, you find that VAs are very professionally run outfits, and people who run them, they spend an awful lot of time in getting their websites working, their systems working, their ACARs working, everything. And once again, Delta Virtual, really good. Very professional. They've been in operation since 2014, and that doesn't sound like an awful lot, but it is. And as you can see, they've got a live map there. You can see all their pilots flying at the moment. Obviously, it's quite late. It's quite early in the day in America. Sorry, I was going to say late. Quite early in America, but yeah, they even have a TeamSpeak server here, so you can connect to TeamSpeak and have a chat with anybody who might be around. That's great. I like that. So I'm not sure whether they support Xplane. We would need to find out, but they may well do. Okay, so there you go. That's a quick run around of the virtual airlines. I'm just going to come back here and here. There are absolutely virtual airlines everywhere in the world. South America, the Caribbean, Xplane, VAs. Oh, look, that's new. I've never seen that before. So you've got VAs that just run for Xplane or support. Canadian Express, there you go. Fly Delta Virtual Airlines. Yeah, so if you're on Xplane, there's lots of Olympic, TUI Group Virtual Airways. I was a member of TUI. They're quite good. I like TUI as well. Okay, so that's it. I'm awfully sorry about the ENSN, Skien Airport, Norway, but it doesn't work. TDG is it's broken, or it's not compatible with my systems, and I'm not going to go hunting around for custom scenery that it's telling me to hunt around that I haven't got. Okay, so there we go, guys. Short vlog, somewhat fractured and disorientated, but that's okay. It's a Monday. My name's Wycliffe Barrett, and this is Xplane Dedicated. We'll see you soon. Cheerio. Yeah.